The Oklahoma City Thunder are back on the road to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. My best bets are on the way. Speaking of game 4 and the number 4, we're on a little 4-0 run. Yesterday, we cashed our only prop of the day. That's 4 straight days. We've given out one pick, and it's been a winner. Tyrese Halliburton over 19.5 points. Talked about how I was going to lay a little bit more juice on the 20 plus. And thank goodness I did, as he ended with 20 on the dot with some late game free throws as my Knicks somehow came back and at least forced a game 5 in that series. Today, we're trying to do the same thing. We have one pick. We're going to dive into it in just 1 second. As always, if you are new, my name's Austin. Thanks for tuning in. Do me a favor, drop a like. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Let's have ourselves a day. As always, let me know who you think wins this game tonight or your favorite pick down below, prop or game. And my last note, at the end of the video, we'll talk about an Underdog Fantasy entry. We talk about them all the time. Underdog, one of my favorite sponsors that we have, one of my favorite daily fantasy apps, available in so many U.S. states. It's kind of crazy. If it's in your state, sign up using my code COS. They'll give you a $1,000 deposit match, and they give you this SGA free pick. Take advantage. But the goal today is to go 1-0. We also need to cash our ladder challenges. Yesterday was just not a good one. Jalen Brunson could not get the assists. We'll have another one later on today. I don't know how many games left we have left in the season. I can guarantee you we have at least 8 games. Hopefully we have at least maybe a game 6 in one of these series and maybe at least a game 5 in the NBA Finals. We might only have 10 days left in the NBA games in that sense. We need to lock in on the ladder. I'll have that live in a little bit. Let's dive into my favorite pick. You guys will love this one. Anthony Edwards under 3.5 threes. Now, I'm laying a little bit juice, minus 135. I love this pick, though. I really think this is going to be a winner. I'd be shocked if he even honestly made 3. In the ladder challenge tonight, I will likely have an Ant-Man alt under in points. I just don't see the Thunder letting him beat them again. And that's kind of what happened in game 3. He had 16 points in the first quarter, and he really got going, and it set up everything else. I expect Ant-Man to struggle a little bit tonight, and I like his under in threes. I'd play it up to about minus 160. If you're looking for a juice reducer, maybe you're on like a same-game parlay type thing, I like SGA assists. I probably lean towards 4 assists there. I'll probably bring you down to probably close to minus 130 or right around where we're playing this. Now, like I said, in game 3, Ant-Man got going. He had 5 threes, and I'm actually going to highlight 3 of the threes today that I think he's not going to see it. 3 of the threes in game 3 that I doubt he sees today. NBA, leave me alone. Don't copyright my channel. Let's talk with these 3. This is one in the first quarter. Ant-Man comes off a screen. Isaiah Hartenstein, way too far back on defense. Ant-Man's going to make that most often than not. Of course, it goes in. Here's another one. If you were to go, we'll go through again, gets another screen. What happens? Chet Holmgren, way too deep here. What happens? Ant-Man, pull up. Of course, if you want to see it go in, boom. There you go. Makes another one. Let's go to his 4th made 3 in the game. Once again, he gets a screen. Isaiah Hartenstein still too far back. What happens? Ant-Man makes that one. Now they made some adjustments later on as you get to his 5th 3. Isaiah Hartenstein, he's like, hell no, you ain't making another 3 like that, man. I'm coming up here. I'm pretty high. No, not too high enough. Boom, he makes that one. So again, most of his threes were made off of Isaiah Hartenstein being in drop coverage. Now, if Ant-Man's making a whatever 28-footer, how far is that last one? I don't know, 30-footer as they measure it. I'll live with it. But again, I would be shocked if the Thunder are not up on those screens. Force Ant-Man to drive, finishing contested traffic. I really think this is a solid bet to make. Now, if you were to go out to our friend PropsMadness, we love them. This is in the series. We've seen him make 3, 1, and 5 threes. Now, the volume hasn't really been that great. 8 threes here, 9, and then 8 again. So again, the volume hasn't been too high. If you go to Ant-Man on the season, I just don't see him getting a lot of open looks tonight. When we've seen Ant this season, when he shoots 10 or fewer threes, which 10 is a good amount, still under in about 55% of games. What happens when he shoots 9 or fewer? We're looking at 36%, so still under about 64%. When he gets down to 8 or fewer, down to an 83% hit rate. So again, those pull-up threes, I don't see them being open tonight. I think they're going to trap him a little bit more. I think they're going to be up on those. And if he's making 30-footers, I tip the cap. But again, those easy rhythm pull-up threes, the first 2 or 3 I showed you, those I don't think exist tonight. Now, he could get some in transition and gets lucky there, but they will have a body on Ant-Man all game. They're going to force someone else to beat him. When he got going, it set up everyone else. They were really it just was not a good defensive effort from the Thunder. I'd be shocked if that happened tonight. Give me his under 3.5 threes. I don't even know if he makes 3 of them. I think he maybe makes 1 or 2. Fading Ant-Man tonight. Might make me look like an idiot, but you know what? We're this far in the season. I don't really care. Ant-Man, sorry, man. wearing your shirt. We're fading you, though, under 3.5 threes. That's my favorite play of the day. Now we're going to dive into my underdog slip, which includes several other plays I looked at, but I'm only going to do one play today. Maybe we'll have two, maybe a Dub Club exclusive tomorrow. We'll figure that out. Here's some other leans I have. Now, Ant-Man's in here as well. But here's on Underdog Fantasy reminder, code COS, match on your first deposit up to $1,000 and that SGA free pick. Now, I looked hard at SGA's over and assist today. Technically at 6.5, I bought him down to 6 on Underdog Fantasy. What am I saying? But I don't think I'll include him in a ladder challenge for assists because we just got burned on Brunson. But if you watched how the Timberwolves played defense, they're basically going under screens for SGA, forcing him to either one, shoot a three, or two, if he was going to drive, they're going to be there and he's going to have to kick it out to a shooter. I kind of see a similar game plan coming here. So I think he's going to be kicking out the shooters and they'll knock them down eventually, right? He normally gets 6 or more assists against the Timberwolves. It's just that he has a better conversion percentage against them. Rudy Gobert in drop coverage. Rudy will be up higher, but again, I like the assist there. Same for J-Dub. They were playing him really tight, and when he drove, multiple bodies coming his way, forcing him to kick it out to some shooters. I think he had 2 assists in game 3 on 8 potential assists in limited minutes. I like his over in rebounds and assists. Think he can get that. Rudy Gobert, I considered fading him. I think he played as well as he could in game 3, and he still went under that line. It was 16. I just don't see him having a big day. I think they'll play him off the court here. Whether that's being shooting, maybe they're bringing up Hartenstein for higher screens, maybe going smaller. I do like this underdog slip. Again, you could put $20 on this, turns it over $100. $10 turns it like 56. So again, you can tail it on underdog. Use my code COS. You can get this SGA free pick. Again, here are all the states that underdog is available in. Sign up using that code COS. Now, you know what? We'll start with Trina's play. She's been dialed in. She cashed Cat yesterday, which took a miracle. She had J-Dubs under in game 3. That was sweat free. Today, I won't lie to you. I don't like her pick at all. It's Chet's under in points. She said his face was too skinny. But that's my wife. Do whatever you want with it. I don't actually like this one. I wouldn't be shocked if Chet is in my ladder challenge today for 10 points. I think they're going to force him to make threes. But that is my wife's pick. Do whatever you want with it. We'll see if Trina can hit a third straight. Now we finish with my game pick. I've been pretty dialed in on the sides and totals. Well, I think we are 9-2 in our last 11. We're back at 500. Today, I'd actually go with the under in this game. Under 219.5. Now, in terms of how confident I am, in terms of the other ones, the spreads we've been doing, not as much confidence. Totals can be a little bit fluky. But we know the Timberwolves are coming off a 140-point game. They shot 50% from 3. I'll let you know what's not happening again. That they have not really shot the ball well this postseason. They made them. They gave Ant-Man all those free looks. Of course, they're going to shoot a good look, good percentage. But I still think you're going to see a lower scoring game here. Maybe you see a similar game to the Knicks and Pacers game 3. Those teams are struggling to get to 100 points. I think that could be the case here. We know these two defenses are really good. They're going to force shots out on the perimeter. I think given the Thunder just got torched by the perimeter, maybe they're tighter on those guys, forcing Ant-Man to drive and finish in close quarters in the paint. And I just think the Thunder are going to be forced to knock down shots. And they have not been a good three-point shooting team. That was kind of the knock on them last year in the playoffs. They couldn't knock down shots. They've been better this year because they have one of the best defenses of all time, and they've been good at forcing turnovers. But again, the T-Wolves were pretty good at limiting turnovers in game 3. They can do that again. The Thunder won't get easy baskets. I think this is a lower scoring game. Maybe it's like a 110, 105, something like that. We've yet to have a close game in this series, and a close game typically will yield to a lower scoring game. Maybe this is a closer game. I like the under 219.5. See if we can bring the leans record to 16-15. Like I said, we were 8-13 at one point. We have actually we were 6-13. We've quietly cashed 9 of our last 11. See if we can do it again today. But as for my official pick towards the record, I will be on Ant-Man under in 3s. My ladder challenge will be live in a little bit. It will probably on almost 100% have an Ant-Man under in points in there. And I will figure out what to do with the rest of the ladder. Maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But either way, thank you for tuning in. If I could do an alt under for 3s in an SGP, I would do that. But they don't let you do that. I think FanDuel knows they're not that sharp on those 3-point props, but I do like this one. I think it's a winner. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks for Knicks and Pacers game 4. My Knicks hopefully can force a game 6 and go back home 2-2. Don't know if that'll happen, but we'll figure it out. Either way, thanks for tuning in. Let's turn that 4-0 run into a 5-0 run. We have some MOE picks on the screen. Go check that video out. Go check out the second channel. And once and foremost and last, it is Memorial Day. So again, paying remembrance to all the fallen soldiers that have fought for our freedom in the United States. At least give some perspective to why a lot of people have today off. But we have no days off over here. We need to make some money. Ant-Man under in 3s will do just that. See you guys back tomorrow with some more. See you then. Peace.